You know what? I have actually never burnt out, but because I've interviewed people who have burnt out and I've read into this, I realized that when you burn out, you actually have a physical reaction to the stress that you have created over time. And so I've heard of cases where people actually just basically crash for days. They couldn't move. They basically go into depression. Their physical body is not physical anymore. Sorry, their body is not physical anymore. They could not move, and they basically just go into this slump. And look, that's from what I hear about it, is your body is telling you that you are just overly stressed. You did not pause. You basically overkilled your body, and so the body's telling you you need to stop. And so I've never actually reached to that point, and that is why I ponder on why I didn't, and that's why I want to share in this video how I've kind of lived my life as well as run a business for over a decade, and yet I didn't go through this phenomenon called burnout. Now, as I was pondering, I realized that from day one, I've never let go of self-care. So I remember even having a child at the age of 19 and at the age of 20 was when I gave birth to him. And I remember just feeling like, oh my God, I need to have some happiness. Like, I'm a single mom, I need to go out. So I would go out, and then I would balance it with, of course, minding my kid and then go to work. And so I've always had that mindset of like, no, I don't want to miss out on life. I need to also enjoy myself and be happy, because if I'm not happy, I can't take care of my kid. And so even when I started the business, no matter what, this last 10 years, I didn't just hustle, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that tells you like, set big goals, big audacious goal. And, you know, look at these people that are earning so much and you can do it too, and work 12 hours, 20 hours, and who cares? And I just never resonated with that. I always felt like, no, there's other things that's important in your life. There's your family, there's your friends, there's your social life, there's your own happiness. And so I would always work enough where it still fits in with my other important things in life. And so I've been able to then grow my business. Yes, it's a lot slower than others, steady pace, but it's always been growing slowly over the years. Because what I found with others is that they go so hard and push themselves so far that then they all of a sudden burn out. And what happens? You feel like you need to quit. Well, you feel like you need to just kind of shut out from this world. This is where people start talking about those long sabbaticals, and then just really, needing to shut off from the social media world, shut off from everyone, and so that they could find themselves again. And so I feel like by breaking down my life into little segments of like work hard for a few weeks or months and then go on holidays. Even within a week, it's like, how do you work hard and then on the weekend you stop and then you enjoy yourself? Because I feel like even if you push harder, there's only so much you can do. And I feel like also sometimes you got to rest in what God has planned for you. Then there's no point in waking up and staying on for another 3 hours, because you know what? By slipping in tomorrow, you might face a different opportunity that all of a sudden, you didn't have to worry anymore. And so in life, you need to remember it's not all about you and what is in your control. It's also in what's out there, the opportunities that God can create for you, which allows you to rest a lot more than to think that you need to figure out everything by working longer hours. I think another point is that when people aren't daring to really follow their heart and their dreams for life, that's when they can really feel kind of like tortured inside, And I remember going to a corporate job and didn't like what I was doing. But then I quickly realized, oh my God, it's eating at me, and imagine I just keep doing this. It's going to eat my soul. But I was brave enough to jump off and, go through a bit of a short-term discomfort. But I knew that the long-term gain was going to be much better. And so I think it's so important that people find something that they love, be in a work environment that treasures them, that respects them, and never chase money. Whether you're in a job or you're in a business, never let money dictate your life. Because if you just follow your heart and you know that you can add value because you enjoy what you do, you're passionate about it, you're going to out-earn everything in the future. But it's just that when people are thinking very short term, like, oh no, I need the money right now. If I don't, then I won't have. That's fear taking over. That's lack mentality. Because the moment you follow your heart and stop doing that, you're going to have more time to follow your dreams. And yes, the transition always feels very painful, because hard things are hard things. Because, it has bigger rewards, and not many people are willing to go through those hard things. And God will test you. It's like, how much do you really want this? And if you really want it, you go through it, and trust me, no matter what stage you are in life, there will be a test. That transition when you make a decision, it's always going to be hard and it feels uncomfortable. But if you give up, you go back to square one. But if you just continue, you will go to the other side and then life will be a lot better. And so love what you do, then you can work hard. But then even when you're working hard, you need to still stop, because you can love something so much. Because I know a lot of entrepreneurs also said, this doesn't feel like work. I'm just working because if it's like what I do anyway. But if you don't balance your life with family, friends, and self-care, you will eventually burn out as well. Because then that's even more dangerous, because you're so caught up in doing something that you love, that you do too much, that then, you're not satisfying any other areas of your life. So in order to kind of balance yourself out, I feel like having a early morning routine is really helpful, because I just couldn't find any other hack now that I am a busy mom and running a business as well. Because at the end of the day, we know already that if we had time to really reflect and journal on our life and really take count of all our achievement, we will feel good about ourselves. We will feel more calmer and not so chaotic. Sometimes we're rushing because we feel like we need to get somewhere, because we haven't even counted the blessing that we already have, or everything that we already have, rather than focusing on what's lacking. And then, but to have that time to journal, to have the time to sit in peace and meditate, that needs time. And so the only way that I've been able to do that is by waking up early. And so you can check out my other videos in this channel about how I wake up at 3 a.m. And so the other thing you can do when you're waking up early is that then you have time to exercise. Then you have time to really plan out even, your vacations or things that you want to do in life. And another hack to save more time is actually outsource. So if I didn't outsource all my cleaning and my gardening at home, then I wouldn't have time either. I'll be, finishing work and then coming back to, just clean up and just really picking up after the kids. But then I invest in a cleaner, which means that I am more free to be able to have time for myself. And then even outsourcing at work, if I took on all the work thinking that, well, the more I take on and keep everything, the more money I make. But no, you will burn out because you are not delegating. And that means you're trying to do everything. But then if you delegate and you free up time, you can actually spend more time doing what you love, getting more clients in, and, delegate it to your team members to do it. So at the end of the day, burnout is such a scary thing, and I don't want anyone to face it. And so I too want to make sure I'm proactive in making sure that my team members at work don't burn out, because the last thing I want is my team to be burnt out and can't be there to run the business and support me in my business as well. So what we do in my company is that I created something called the rested day off. So it's a compulsory rested day off. So this is where every month you need to have a day off. If you don't take it, it's not going to roll over and it's a waste. So everyone takes it off. And what it means is every month people get to look forward to this long weekend. So most times people take it on a Friday or a Monday, or, they can always save it for maybe an event that's happening in their month. But overall, I always get the feedback from my team. It's like, oh my God, I didn't realize I needed that rest. Sometimes they are so passionate at their work that they're working hard during the week. And then in that week, they get a 4-day work week and they just feel so alive. And so I just want to make sure that they have that time. And sometimes we also have, right now we have a point system where people can earn points. But when they redeem the prize, they have to spend it on themselves and they have to prove it. So it's things like pampering themselves, getting a massage, and we don't let them just to take the money, as a reward. We want them to actually show that they've done something to take care of themselves. Well, there you go. I've given you some ideas on how you can avoid burnout and how you can also help your team avoid burnout. But please listen to me and just take care of yourself. Don't push so hard. Business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Don't worry about where everyone is at, because some people, they look like they started a business a year ago like you, and they've succeeded a lot faster than you. But you know what? They've already been doing businesses for 10 years, or maybe they have, entrepreneur parents who's helped them. And so you don't know people's background. And so you can't compare your start with someone's end. And so you just do your own race and don't stress about things, and just really take care of yourself. So thank you so much again for watching. And if you have any comments or questions for me, love to hear below in the comment section. Bye.